We are live. Okay.
Hello.
I'm super excited. We are.
And I'm super sensitive. Oh,
you are super sensitive.
You're super excited. I'm Superman.
Okay, but what I really want to do is I want to play our intro song first, and then I want to bring on our guest.
You're going to unfreeze it so we
No, I'm going to just share the screen.
Oh.
Just like this. Do they want to still see us, though? Maybe.
No. Screen share.
Here we go. All right.
Amy, Jamie, we run the show.
1, 2, 3, yeah. Money there, no fuss, just flow. Amy, Jamie's honeys run the show. No pressure, just profits. Yo, ninja touch, we get rid of it.
Ninja boss.
Confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's put to it. Plus we got free
Prizes every week.
Honey there, we got the help if you need it. Honey there,
Check in with us.
the honey there, check in with us. The honey there, check in with us. Honey there, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I am so excited because today we have a guy named Jake Gallen, and he told me you say it like a gallon of milk, but it's spelled Gallen. So
I don't think you're supposed to be calling him gallon of milk.
I don't think so.
And that became awkward. Oh, look at you big drink.
He's born and raised in Las Vegas.
It's not true. No one's born in Vegas.
Well, he was, and I'm really excited because I love Vegas. My heart is here. Like, we just moved here.
And your legs and your arms and let's not just be like, oh, my heart.
No, but
Hearts get all the attention.
They do. But I love Vegas. I mean, I truly love Vegas. It's like my hometown. I feel like it's my hometown. But we've only been here for a few years.
I love the ocean and the rainforest.
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
Jamie would prefer ocean and rainforest, so I keep telling him, make it happen, player. Let's go. Anyway.
So Jake, back to
Jake. He is
Mr. Gallen.
Yeah, he has found himself as a member, founder, and creator of many projects, organizations, and businesses. Upon graduating from Chaparral High School, he was playing football and running track for about 4 years. And then he attended UNLV, where he graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in one of my favorite topics. Can you guess what it is?
Nutrition.
No, close.
Bachelor of Science in Body Mechanics.
Kinesiology.
Oh.
Yes.
Kinesiology is good. The flow of energy.
So good. Oh my God. And you know what? The muscles, they just do not lie. That's just all I got to say about that. So anyway, I could go on a lot about him. He is
it's much better if we talk to him, I think.
I think so too. But he founded NextGen Pickers, which is an antique and collectible store in the spring of 2017. And then he operated that until it closed. And anyway, he's done a ton of stuff.
I just imagine operating in an antique store. So I'm interrupting. I can feel that from you there. I'll save this joke for when Jake's there.
Okay, well, I'm just going to bring him on because I'm going to have him tell you the rest, because now he runs a podcast. And it's it's a really
phenomenal podcast.
Yes, and he speaks to people like us, entrepreneurs. So
thousands of downloads from around the world.
Absolutely. So everybody jump on your feet. Jump up and give give a big round of applause to Jake Gallen.
Awesome. Well, Amy and Jamie, first off, thank you guys for having me on and for the incredible introduction. It's fantastic. And you guys have a very nice intro song.
Well, thank you very much.
Do you like that intro song? Did you dance?
I did a little bit. Did some head nodding, I'm a little raver kid, so we know how to groove.
Got to dance a little bit on that one. Awesome.
And Amy was saying earlier that you operated an antique store. So is that like, stat, give me the lamp. I need a rocking chair now, stat. Wireless.
Oh man, the antique store was fun. My father actually, for a living, after the 2008 financial crisis, started getting into that like storage wars kind of thing, antique hunting. And so after college, I started working at Omnia nightclub, opened up at the world famous #1 nightclub in the United States, made some money, and decided to open up my first business with him as an antique store next to UNLV. And we got to run that for about 2 years. And that was a fun, incredible experience, and found out that some people have some very interesting collections, to say the least.
Hi, Ashley. Welcome. Oh, Ashley, you are in our prize draw. I will put the wheel up in a moment so you guys can see your names on the back. So that's awesome, Jake. You know what?
What was one of the weirdest things that you had to deal with the antique store? What was one of the craziest elements that you came across?
Weirdest. You honestly get a lot of homeless people coming in with things that they find off the street or through people's trash. Honestly, that's something that is very interesting. People bring in some weird things. One of the most popular, I think, collections is typewriters and old radios. Those are like our #1 and #2 things.
Wow.
And salt and pepper shakers too. That's something that's, I think, always going to be a hit.
Not the singers. There wasn't like 2 of them coming in. Where's salt and pepper? Oh, stop shaking in our house. Get out.
Hey, Ashley Coleman, you are also in our prize draw. And Jake, so we have 2 really interesting things in common. So first thing in common is that I love kinesiology. My roommate was a kinesiologist and chiropractor for 8 years. He taught me a ton of stuff. I was a personal trainer for years. We owned a gym in Washington State. Love kinesiology. Love it, love it, love it. Second thing in common, my mom was an antique dealer. And for my whole life growing up. And so what she loved doing was going to garage sales and actually estate sales. Oh my God, the amount of estate sales I went to when I was a kid. Now I would love it. Back then, hated it. But now
isn't it? It's thrilling just rolling up to a thrift shop and you find something that you wouldn't even expect, whether it's clothing or something that brings back some sort of nostalgia from your childhood.
Yeah.
It's priceless. It's a rush. It's a rush.
Or you find an item and you're like, oh my God, this is worth $3,000 and they've got a $2 price tag. I was with my mom one time and it was a vase and she says, Amy, oh my gosh, this vase is worth $3,000. They have a $1 price tag on it. She goes, I feel horrible just giving them $1. So she walks up and she gave him $2. And I'm like,
hey, that's 100% price increase.
That is 100% price increase. That's true.
Hello, Tracy.
Welcome, Tracy. You are on the prize wheel.
We're on the prize wheel as well.
Good job. Anytime you guys comment on any of the platforms, you guys get in the draw. So make a comment, ask a question, say hi, anything.
Make it a party in here. Make it a party.
That's right. Exactly.
That's right. We've got the amazing Jake Gallen here with us. For those who have just joined in, he is an awesome podcaster here from Las Vegas. Interviews some phenomenal people. So
do you have a favorite interview that you've ever done?
Oh man,
I know you're not supposed to do that, but
you're not supposed to. There's a few that I like. Honestly, I kind of like the longer conversations that are around like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, because it takes about like 40 minutes to get to really break through, and you feel like you've known someone for so long. Right. But let's see. I have a little bit of a bias. One of my good friends and fraternity brother, Stephen Cohen, founded his own solar company out here. He's just a very inspirational guy. Dropped out of college, moved around, almost didn't have enough money when he lived on the east side to fly back home, and now he's making a big time. Just bought a house today. Clark County Commissioner Michael Naft was cool. That was kind of my first break into the local politics and politicians. And now some politicians. Yeah, we have to go down that route. You got to cover everybody. I got to talk to Poonam Mathur recently. She's like a top 100 most influential woman in Las Vegas. She does a lot of like nonprofit and helped MGM become one of the most diverse corporations in the entire world. So it kind of just like, Vegas has so much talent. There's so much entrepreneurs out here. There's so many people, so much inspiration that it's hard to really choose just one. But honestly, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I actually prefer to talk to women on the podcast than I do men. I think it makes for a little bit. Sorry, Jamie.
No, we're just way better. I mean, we're just way better.
Oh, yeah.
Cute, right, Jake?
Yeah, I've told people that in the back room, but saying that in public's the first time. But I think women are a little bit more open to going a little bit deeper into conversation, especially in long form conversations. I think it adds a little bit more emotional intelligence to the conversation.
Nice.
So you're saying women are more emotional and more intelligent? Is that what I'm hearing?
And more emotional intelligence.
Oh,
emotional intelligence
as well.
The EQ, gotcha.
Hey, Jenny, my good friend Jenny is on, and it is her birthday today. Normally, she'd be sleeping because she has to go to work, but she gets to get on today because today's her day off. Happy birthday, Jenny!
Happy birthday!
We just sent her a guilt-free pizza. It just showed up at her door. So
it's something she started doing
for
people this year. When it was their birthday, she's like, I'm going to send them a pizza for lunch. So as a surprise, you knock on the door and go, oh, well, I've got to eat it now. It's a
guilt-free. The calories don't count when somebody else sends them to you. That's how it goes.
So it's like
what kind of pizza is it? What's the toppings?
I just gave her a veggie one with pineapple.
Extra pineapple.
Ooh, extra with some ham too.
No, I didn't give her any ham.
What about you? What would be your favorite pizza?
I'm probably I'm probably vegetarian or anything with mushrooms on it. That's probably my favorite vegetable.
Mushrooms?
Oh, we could talk about some psilocybin. I've got some stories for that.
You know what? He's never ever done anything like that. Never tried it, but he's been reading a bunch about health benefits of it lately. Yeah. So he's like been curious. Like, I'm curious about that.
It's being actively used to treat PTSD, and it's been decriminalized in like 4 different cities so far in the U.S.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah. I did not know that.
Oakland, Denver, one of the suburbs of Chicago, and I think there's another city in California as well.
I'm surprised Portland isn't one of those cities. Seattle.
Well, I was like, what? It's illegal? We didn't realize. We shouldn't be doing this. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. We're not allowed to do this.
Hey,
when we get home to my place, there we can.
When pot became legal in Seattle, one of the coolest things the police did was there was like a big, like a pot conference or whatever that they have there every year. And the police went there and handed out bags of Cheetos, Doritos that with the law, the marijuana law on the back of it, like just basically saying like, don't drive and like just what the rules were.
It's legal, but it's not legal in these circumstances. So let's all party together.
Yeah. And so they just went out and handed out little bags of Cheetos with all that thing. I thought that was the coolest thing.
That's so funny. That's so cool.
The mushrooms, PTSD and depression helping to create a stronger neural pathway, synapses. So that would be interesting. And that's like the overload of that creates the vision state. So if you did like microdosing small amounts, personally, very beneficial to the brain, especially because the brain under artificial light 24/7, we're not getting out into sunlight, a lot of people now, it's even worse. But the artificial light affects your pineal gland and affects your brain processes. So I found it very interesting reading some of that stuff.
Yeah, the natural light's a huge killer. I could tell you, or artificial light. I used to work, before the pandemic, I worked at Omnia for 5 years as a busser, and I was on graveyard schedules. So there'd be times during the winter where you'd only see the sun for maybe 2-3 hours. So I would make it of high importance to go out and at least sit in the sun for like 20 minutes, and you just feel your mood just elevate. Rapidly. It's crazy.
He walks on our roof every morning. Just literally just does circles up there just to get out and get some sunlight. I went up there today.
And no one can see what you're wearing. Not wearing.
I hope our neighbors don't tune into this.
Because we're on the roof and we've got a 5-foot high like wall, so you can only see me from here up basically if you're on eye level. But because most people are on the ground, you can't, So I got my shirt off, walking around, getting a little sunlight.
So it's just like a podcast, right? You can only see from here up, so you don't know what's at the bottom.
We could be wearing pants, or we might not be.
We could all be wearing what I'm wearing right now. Insert awkward pause.
So Jake, do you mind me asking? I'm just curious. How old are you?
I'm 28.
You are 28 years old.
28 years old. Yeah, born and raised, been out here. 28.
Chris.
Hi, Chris. Oh, welcome, Chris. You are in the draw.
28, born and raised in Las Vegas.
So I'm curious, like, how does a 28-year-old get so entrepreneurial? Because you seem very entrepreneurial to me.
Thank you. I think it just stems from a few things. Being an only child, I think, is a huge precedent for it, because at the end of the day, you're always on your own. You have to think for yourself. I was also born and raised on the east side of Vegas. And if those people who are listening know east side of Vegas, it's kind of the lower economic area. So I was kind of in high school. I had to live off $2 a day. That was kind of like what my lunch money was. Also had free lunch, so kind of figured out how to save money and make things work. And then once I went off to UNLV, I had some scholarships and joined a fraternity and ended up working on the strip for 40 hours a week. And so I was always kind of like trying to do multiple things at one time. Even at a young age, I would like go to Hebrew school and be in bowling and be in Cub Scouts and be in karate, like all within like the same time frame. So my mom kind of groomed me for that. And I always wanted to open up a business. That was like something I always wanted to do. That's why I didn't major in business. I actually majored in kinesiology because I always say the running joke is I didn't know what I wanted to major in, but I thought the best major was to major in myself. So
that's smart. I love it.
Actually, one of the best investments you can make is in yourself, because you'll take that investment with you no matter where you go for the rest of your life. So that's a long-term investment. Any investment into self-improvement, self-awareness, any kind of business path or personal path or journey into, like you were saying, like karate and scouts, and any of those elements, you're investing into your own experience of life, which always pays off.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in something that's called skill stacking, where it's like you just put yourself into as many things as possible and you derive the value from it. And then eventually you just morph everything together and you create some sort of skill set that nobody else can replicate. And that's kind of how I got into the podcast after college. And I was working at the fraternity or working at the nightclub. I started my first business with my father. And then I had another business opportunity later that year to become a co-founder of one of my friend's business called Chameleon, which was a ticket verification app, which basically fought ticket fraud. So if you've ever, most people have done this, where you hit up somebody to get a ticket at a concert and this person tells you to meet him at 7-Eleven or something like that. And you're like, all right, I'm already sketched out by this. It's a sketchy person in a sketchy place. I don't know if this ticket's real or not. So we've tried to fight and solve that issue. Which we just closed up actually right before the pandemic happened in February. And so I've always been really interested in learning and being hands-on. And, you know, the famous quotes by, you know, Warren Buffett, where it's like fail forward, fail often, fail fast. And people like Bill Gates, where he says like you overestimate what you can do in 1 year, underestimate what you can do in 10. So just like all the signs out there from all the successful people always point towards just, if you have the idea, go out and do it. Face the repercussions and the failure, but gain value from it and learn and just keep stacking that along the way. And so I just find entrepreneurism like very fun. It's like one of the focal points of capitalism and the game of life. And just sitting still is just not fun. I don't do well sitting at home watching Netflix all day. I actually just canceled my Netflix account recently. And so I'm always just trying to build and meet people. And that's something that college emphasized for me, was the networking aspect.
That's true.
And Netflix is one of our sponsors. So everyone else, keep your Netflix. No, just kidding. Oh, my God, no. Actually, my niece in Canada is online right now. And she's 7. And there's something that we do for her. And a special one because she got 5 out of 5 in her spelling test on this Friday. Yeah.
So maybe Jake can join us on this one. So on the count of 3, we're gonna yell surprise. Ready? All right. 1, 2, 3.
Surprise!
She loves that.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, she was like, we had to go to the shops, and she goes, oh, can I get a surprise? Can I get a surprise? And we both went, surprise! There you go. No! And she laughed. And then every time she asked, that's all we gave her. And that's all she gets now is a surprise. She loves it. It's awesome. Because it's energy. It's focus, intent, and attention. So that is basically the key to so many things in life. Your intention plus your attention affects a result.
affects the result. Yeah.
Directs the
so
energy.
we a lot of what we do is based around energy, Jake. So I don't know, you might have heard us talk about it. He was doing his research and watching some of our podcasts,
really?
on some of our lives. Yeah. So he was just like, how, what?
Interesting.
Like I met him on, I don't know, I think we talked or something on Twitter.
On Twitter.
I met him on Twitter because we both follow Las Vegas locally on Twitter. I love them.
Woo-hoo!
They're great. That's how I know what's going on is through Las Vegas locally on Twitter. They're great. They're a great one to follow.
Resource?
Yeah, they're a great resource to follow. I think we were chatting on Twitter and then we private message each other or something like that.
It's something like that. The Vegas community, it's probably the smallest big city you'll come around. Everyone knows each other once you get in because the entrepreneurism is kind of concentrated to maybe a few hundred people within the city or a few thousand.
Yeah, and I should connect you with a few. Do you know George Chanos? He's the district attorney. Yeah, so he's a friend of ours. I could connect you with. I'm sure he would probably. Yeah, his book was just released, so I think and Jenny is now is a Seahawks fan up in Washington State, but now
I don't know if you're allowed to say this publicly because she's still in Seahawk territory.
She is, but now she's also a Raiders fan.
What? Just because they won.
Just because they won last night, but she just loves the stadium and she just loved what they did, and she loves the fact that the Raiders have never actually had a home court. They always had to rent one out from somebody else. So she didn't know that. So now she's just really excited. She's happy that Vegas had a win last night. And so now she's like, go Raiders. I asked her though, what happens if the Raiders are up against Seahawks? She's like, I got to go with Seahawks. Yeah, that's all right.
You got to wear one of those split jerseys where it's like Raiders on one side and the Seahawks on the other.
Ooh, do they have one of those? I'm gonna get one.
You always see the homemade ones of usually parents where they have like two kids playing and they're on like each team.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so you see that kind of a lot.
Oh, that's cute. Sew them together.
Yeah, weird.
It's weird.
All I'm thinking of is that that song where half the song is a male and half the song is a female, and you're like, oh, Victor Victoria. Yeah, so you got a costume on either side, male and female.
I think that would work a lot better if you actually had the costume on.
I have from here down.
Jenny's big dream is because the Raiders have had such a bad reputation, as thugs. Oakland, has they got a thug reputation. So she really just wants to see them blinged out, sequins, rhinestones, glitter.
That's right. Everything in Vegas has rhinestones, sequins, and glitter.
So she wants to see the Raiders sequenced out, and at least a couple of drag queens with their the Raiders t-shirt on.
Yeah, you gotta go. You have to glamorize and make it Vegas appropriate.
That's right. So, Jake, you were also telling us about the art district that you live in.
Yeah, just moved down here.
Yeah, is there anything cool or anything about that? And
we didn't even know there was a Las Vegas.
We didn't even know it was.
Because it's for the younger crowd, apparently.
Yeah. They won't let us in. They carded us at the front door and they said, no, you guys are way too old.
They've got these cameras. You know how the police have got those radar cameras? They're like, what happens in these arts districts? They have cameras that zoom in on the number of crow's feet, and they're like, old person. Up go the doors, they bolt it, and everyone's just like, then they leave, and then they're like partying.
And the old people take so long to leave because we're just standing there at the door, and we're like, I don't know.
Say, hey, would someone talk to me? Someone do a full sentence. I ate an orange this morning. Yes. Anyone? Bueller?
Yeah, well, so the art district is actually old Vegas, but it's been renovated over the past 5 to 10 years. So there's a lot of older buildings that are here that have just been redone and turned into a brewery or an antique store or some sort of like clothing store. There's a bunch of coffee shops. It's actually from like right where the Stratosphere ends on Main Street. Yes. All the way about to Main Street, all the way down to the downtown area where the plaza is. And so
isn't there a cool theater that's like several stories and they have the theater on one? Okay, we've been to that.
It's called Eclipse. It's called Eclipse. I don't think it's open anymore, unfortunately, but
that place was really cool. We went and saw some comedy there. It was really great.
Yeah. So that's there. The building that I moved into just opened like 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago. It was built by Sam Cherry's a popular developer out here. They built like Soho lofts and Jewel lofts and Newport and a bunch of other developments down there. But it's a very big community-based area, and that's what I like, that I don't have to drive anywhere. You could just walk out to 15 different restaurants, or a lot of people ride their bikes. There's like a giant bike meetup every Wednesday.
Are things open? Is it open down there?
Yeah. The majority of them are. There's a few bars that were closed and just opened up. What was that, yesterday, 2 days ago? Now that the governor allowed that to happen, so it's becoming a hip area. A lot of the places are being renovated over time, and a lot of that's thanks to Tony Shea with the development of the downtown project, where he helped build that and donate a lot of his money, hundreds of $millions of dollars, into the projects that surround it.
God, Vegas is so cool. It's such a cool area. There's just there's just so much stuff here. Have you been to the secret coffee shop in Chinatown?
No, I haven't. I like Chinatown though. I haven't been over there in a little while, but I almost moved into the area.
Coffee and tea. Yeah.
Coffee and tea.
Yeah. Do you know about it?
Which one are you talking about? Gabi, possibly?
It's just the secret coffee shop. And if you Google it, there's nothing on the door. It's a giant wooden door.
That is Gabi. Yeah, that's Gabi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been there. Yes, I used to actually, for when I was running Chameleon with my friend Corey, we used to do our business meetings there. It's very.
It's got that big bookshelf in the back where you can actually sit up in the bookshelves.
Yeah, it's like leveled off, like it goes higher and higher. Yeah.
Oh, that place is so cool.
A lot of mid-century furniture. Kind of looks like a greenhouse almost when you walk in, with just like a little cool coffee shop. It's a cool place. I like that. Chinatown's cool too. Also has been kind of run down, but getting better. They have Golden Tiki over there as well. That's kind of like the popular bar down there. And it's literally just like right around the corner from the Arts District.
That's cool. Is there any other secret things in Vegas that only locals would know about?
Oh boy. I just love the Arts District and downtown area is like the go-to local spot. Obviously cheaper drinks, even on the Strip. At the nightclub that I work at, drinks are well over $20 per drink. So you're breaking an arm and a leg to get in there.
Is that Omni?
That's most of the nightclubs are like 20 and over for drinks. And
wow.
bottles that I won't even get into because you might have a heart attack.
I can get this tequila at Costco for $20.
When I first came to North America, I flew up to Canada where my sister lives, and we came to Vegas for 3 days. And I didn't realize that you could get free drinks while you're playing the slot machines until the very last day. And I'm like, I'm too tired. Because I would cash out, go to the bar, buy myself an orange juice, come back and sit back in the machine. And I found out you could get free drinks just by staying a thing. And I didn't know that until the very last day. And I'm like, chocolate milk? She goes, sure. I'm like, how much? She goes, what do you mean how much? I'm like, well, how much is it? She goes, well, you're playing the games. It's free. All the drinks are free. I'm like, what? That's really made clear when I arrived.
That's the staple of Vegas, free drinks, especially when you go to gaming bars as well. As long as I think you have like $20 into the video poker machine, then you get free drinks there as well. Wow. I know that they're trying to get rid of it in some places, but a lot of people are going to be very upset if that happens, and they'll lose a lot of customers.
I think they'll lose a lot more money if they pull that away, because people will sit and play the games a lot longer. So
yeah.
And
I also was concerned about tipping, because I'd heard all these like horrific stories about people not tipping enough, or when tipping was acceptable, and Americans sue you for everything. So I'm like, I'm going to go on a holiday, under tip, and get sued for it and be put in jail. So I was nervous.
You are ridiculous.
So I got a whole bunch of $1 bills. And Australia and Canada, all your bills are different color. So my $10 got mixed up with the $1, and I was giving everyone $10 tips. And I remember how I've gone through $100. I'm like, oh no! I've got $20 left in one, so I'm like, how the hell is gone?
When we first got married, we were driving back and forth between LA and Washington. We drove through Vegas at one point. We almost got married here, and then we were going through Oregon, and in Oregon you're not allowed to pump your own gas. So they made a law in Oregon that you can't pump your own gas so that they could create more jobs for people. And so people will pump your gas for you. And so, but Jamie didn't know. And so he gave the guy $5, and the guy looked at him like he just robbed him or something. The guy was like,
I'm like,
thanks.
Thank you.
And I'm like, and he gets in the car, I go, did you just tip that guy? He's like, yeah. And I'm like,
just laughs at me. You just told me that you tip for service industry. That was a service. I think everybody in America, just for us people that don't grow up here, should wear a shirt and go, yes, I get tipped.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get tipped now. You even see the awkward scenarios when you go to any sort of register and they have the touch pads, and then they flip it over and it's for like 18 or 20% tip, and you're like, I just bought socks. Like, do I tip you? Am I an asshole? Like, I don't get it.
Or even like I go get intravenous vitamin drips here, and they're spendy. Like, they could be a couple $100.
What?
Yeah, they are.
I didn't know you were doing that.
and even they have it on there like a 15%, 20%, or 25% tip on a $200 item. I'm just like,
Yeah, everybody's put it as automatic. And see, in Australia, it was gratuity was ingratitude of. So if you did something that I should be grateful for, other than your job, then I will tip you because I'm grateful for you doing something extra. Or like in a restaurant or something like that, I didn't have to go, this cup's been empty for 7 hours and my steak was raw. Is there any way? Like, if I don't have to do that, I will tip.
Oh yeah, Vegas is the staple of America. Everyone is getting tipped. You're tipping the doorman, you're tipping the valet person, you're tipping the busser, you're tipping your VIP host, the front desk worker, the person at the gift shop. Everyone's getting tipped in some sort of way, and you'll see a lot of evil glares if you don't, or even some bad service in some sort of way. And now some places, even in some of the nightclubs, you have to tip up front before you even get product.
What?
Yeah.
It's a ripoff. It's a scam.
Well, and then sometimes your bill will come with a 18% tip on
there.
And it took me a long time because I believe in tipping. And so it took me a long time to discover that, hey, wait a minute, I'm actually tipping 40% at this point.
Yeah, they're supposed to notify you. We had autograph for like 3 months when we opened, and then they got rid of it because the IRS came in and there's some sort of like backdoor legal percentage commission thing, and so they got rid of it at most of the clubs, if not all of them. I think it's only really in restaurants of groups over 6, from what I believe.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Where's our Pando? We gotta play Pando with him.
Let's do it.
Find our Pando.
Well, you told me. I'll find it.
Yeah, I'll find. Okay,
I
found it.
Boom. Let's go.
Boom, just like that. So you know how to play Pando.
And that's how we play Pando. Now I'm going to hide it somewhere else and see if you can find it.
Whatever.
Hey, this is Pando. This is from a small. Oops, it's upside down. This is how we see it in Australia. Pando, small company out of Boise, Idaho. Fantastic group of people created this game, and it's a get to know you game. Great for when, like, say, for example, a wedding or any form of gathering of people where you kind of know each other but don't. For us, when we do a lot of our live seminars on the first night, we'll have this on the table so everyone can kind of network and get to know each other. It's a lot of fun. There's 2 questions on the card. Everyone else has a go at answering the question first, and then you tell your answer. Sometimes the questions are weird. Sometimes they're okay. And sometimes they're like, oh, why did I get this card? All right. Was that from the draw side? I've got it is now. Yeah, it is. That's from the draw side. So with this.
Oh, Hi, Mark. Oh my gosh, long time no see.
Hey, Mark DeAndro, how do you do?
Mark, you are in
the house.
Because we mentioned Seahawks.
Because we mentioned Seahawks. Mark showed up.
That's right. We had a whole Seahawks Raiders conversation earlier, Mark.
So for Jake.
So this is for Jake, who's an awesome podcaster here, lives in Las Vegas. He's actually born in Las Vegas, entrepreneur, podcast, and got his degree in kinesiology. So he understands that there is a network within the body and within society.
Yes, 100%. Everything's interconnected. And if you take some mushrooms, you'll learn the interconnectedness of the universe.
He is going to advocate for you to do some mushrooms, Jamie.
I've had some wild experiences, like, because I've lived and traveled all over the world except for South America. So if any seminar company wants to send me to South America, I can tick that off my tick that off my passport. What did I say the other day? I'm trying to tick all the countries off.
You were trying to tick all the countries. I go, well, you started with 2.
Yeah, you've ticked a few of them off already. Anyway, so there's a lot of weird stuff, interesting, phenomenal stuff around the world, which is just natural in different communities because you're growing and living from what you were raised in. And what you were raised in is natural for you, not necessarily natural for some other place in the world. But yeah, I am interested in experiencing what that may look like or feel like in a controlled environment. Not like, hey, because when I was younger, my friends were driving back from the beach and it'd been a long day, we'd been surfing, and all of a sudden they're like, Jamie, pull over! I'm like, I thought, well, what's happened? Was there a dead body on the side of the road? Is there the cops up ahead? I mean, like, what's happened? Did I lose a wheel? Well, the Swedish volleyball team needs help changing a tire. I mean, what was it? Come on. And then they jump out of the car, all 3 of them, they jump out of the car, go through the barbed wire fence, and they're going into this paddock. I'm like, what on a, then they're like, they found golden top mushrooms, which apparently
it's gold caps. That's the common mushroom psilocybin to take.
Yeah, and then they're coming back and they're like, go, go, go. I'm like, I had no idea about any of it. And that's as close as I've come. That's it. That's as close as I've come. My mate's scaring me.
It'll reshape your perception of reality is all I'll say. For good, though. For good.
This guy is so square, Jake. I'm just going to tell you right now, he is the most squarest dude. He's fun. He's just really square.
What do you mean by square? What I hear is 4 90-degree angles. So that's double Pythagoras. So basically, I'm 2 times better than a mystical school in 500 BC. That's what I'm hearing.
You're boxed in, man. You're boxed in. You got to break out of the box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's Jake's question.
Jake's question. So for Jake, and Tracy's already answering, for Jake, is he more attracted to looks or personality? And if it were free, would he get plastic surgery? Tracy says looks, yes, but you wouldn't settle for anyone who wasn't also lovely on the inside. Yes. And plastic surgery, yes.
Politically correct there, Tracy.
Politically correct there. Chris said personality and no.
You go for the personality?
I'm going to say personality, but if she looks amazing, that's not a problem. And then no for plastic surgery. And Jenny says personality, no. And personality and
you got no. Did you say he's got no personality? Oh my God, Jenny! It's your birthday, so we'll let you slide.
We'll let that one slide. Yeah, so he's more attracted to personality, and no, he wouldn't get plastic surgery. What's your answer, Jake?
Well, because human behavior is such that it observes someone before they get to know somebody, there is a stimulation that takes place in the visual cortex. So we are naturally stimulated by looks first. Everybody is. That's why I get so much attention when I wear
especially men. Let's just say especially
more
men.
So men.
More so men than women.
No, a lot of women. Oh my God.
Well, men are way more visual. Men are way more visual.
So I'm going to say looks. Yet the look has to be backed up by personality. Otherwise, it's like, oh, now you're annoying. And your looks cannot overshadow the annoyingness.
Looks do not override annoying.
And if I were free, no.
I don't know what he would.
I mean, he's 28. He's got everything rocking and rolling.
I know there's nothing to fix.
Well, I want to get some butt implants. What? No.
That's popular in Vegas. I have to say that.
Do guys get that?
Yeah.
No, girls for sure. If a guy got butt implants, I would question so many different things.
All the guys go do a few squats, man, and they're good. Guys get a butt.
I think our friend got butt implants.
Did he?
Yeah.
We're not going to say names.
We're not going to say names.
I'm so talking about now.
So for the question, I would say the first attraction is definitely looks, but more attracted personality for sure. That's why I'm still single, and kind of why I hold out is because I think intellectual stimulation is probably primarily what I'm most interested in.
And I don't know that there's a lot of 28-year-olds that probably fit that bill.
Oh,
I'm guessing.
It's a search, you know, but the best relationships come at the most random times. That isn't forced.
And that's a millennial thing to say. This relationship is just so totally random.
We used to do random relationships. You'd model, and you're like,
I think the thing with Vegas too, Vegas is just filled with so much attractiveness, especially along the strip. So I think that's a little bit more abundant than an awesome personality. So I think that's a little bit tougher to find out in this city.
Right.
So you heard it here first, ladies. We have a handsome, attractive 28-year-old male entrepreneur who, if you're an intelligent, good-looking woman, if you got more than one personality, which you do, then
go to solo.to/the-guest-list-pod and go look him up. And
go listen to some of his podcasts. He's
also at Jake Gallen on most social media, so you can find him. And if you get matched up with somebody because of this, we want to know about it.
Boom. That's funny.
And the second one, what about the plastic surgery?
No plastic surgery. No, not at all.
You haven't had any, or you're not going to have any?
I probably won't. Maybe when I get into the 70s and 80s, I'll reconsider. But I've seen a ton of very botched plastic surgery jobs personally in this city, so it kind of is frightening.
You know what? It's when people go too far is the thing. Because I've had a lot of plastic surgery, and most people wouldn't know it, but I haven't gone overboard with it. You know, like I've had my nose done, I've had my lips done. So it's like, you know, most people wouldn't, you know, but when I went and did my nose, I said, I don't want one of those little turned up things. I don't want it to look like a nose job. I just want to fix this big giant hump in it, you know?
Yeah. So. And believe it or not, the majority of plastic surgeries that I've seen in person are from women in their 20s, actually, still.
Wow.
Which is surprising. It's surprising.
Yeah. That's very
because you're trying to fulfill some external expectation that you've accepted and taken on as your own criteria for happiness. And that never will create happiness.
It doesn't. No, I've seen it, you know. It's something that you should consider later in life. And also, I don't think that the plastic surgeons themselves have mastered the job within itself. So you're just going out on a double limb there.
Yeah, and then some people are actually going to like Thailand and like other countries to get cheaper surgeries, and I've seen some botched ones where I'm just like, oh man.
The only reason to go to Thailand is for the fantastic food and to lay on a beach. I mean, I'm sure there's
and
other
the $5 massages don't hurt.
Oh,
Thailand is also #1 in gender. What is it? Gender transformation surgeries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where the majority of people go. They say land. This is going to be completely not PC to say, but they say land of the lady boys.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Is Thailand.
So when there's a Thailand package tour, that's completely different. Oh my God, no wonder it's so cheap.
Do you have something to tell me, honey?
I was searching on the internet for a package tour.
Sure you were.
I don't know where that pop-up came from.
Oh.
Awesome. So how can they connect with you? Like how like is it mostly your podcast, or like is
there's many ways to connect. The one that you see there is Solo to the Guest List Pod. That's just like the landing page, which just has all of the podcast information as far as the YouTube page, which is you could just type in the Guest List Podcast on YouTube and see that on there. It's listed on Amazon, Amazon Podcast, Apple, Spotify, Overcast, literally any streaming platform you could think of, it's on there. You could find me at Jake Gallen on pretty much every social network. There's no other Jake Gallen that I've found, at least in the world, so that's awesome. There is a Jake G. Allen though that I have found, which has taken my name on Twitter. So on Twitter, it's actually Jake Gallen _. But everything else is at Jake Gallen. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Haven't jumped on the TikTok bandwagon before this yet.
Oh, you couldn't find you.
You're gonna jump on the TikTok soon though.
I feel like I need to, and now that it's being sold to American companies, I think it's a little bit more credible now. So the success is certain.
Yeah.
The only problem is that now you've got a tip each time you do a video. You've got a tip because it's American. Yeah.
I was stoked. I just made $3.43 on a video I did the other day. They pay They pay you to create content. It's more than YouTube ever paid me or any of them.
Yeah, YouTube's tough. You have to get at least 1,000 followers, and then even then, it's hard. That's one of the reasons why I like. One of the reasons why I like podcasting is once you could break into that advertising mold, it's like podcasters make like 60 or 70 times X what YouTubers do. You just have to break into like at least 1,000 downloads per episode.
TikTok's even more crazy.
Yeah, it seems like the discovery mechanism for TikTok seems to be supreme to any other platform. So
they've set it up in such a way that it really, really supports the creators. It's like they call you a creator, they call you a content creator. They like when you hit 1,000 people, you can go live, and it's easy to get 1,000. When you hit 10,000, you join the Creators Fund, which means that every video you get about 2 cents for every 1,000 views. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean, it's not unheard of to get 1 million views on a video.
Yeah, it's such a nuanced market that I see people making just the most niched profiles and just blowing up. I have a few friends who have over 1 million followers on there just by doing random dances. Most of it's some form of dancing, whether it's more childish or not.
Like most of mine isn't. Like I do dance a little bit because I'm actually an ex-Zumba instructor,
and I'm an ex-Zumba participant choreographer, which basically means that I dance to my own tune.
He does.
Now, if the instructor can't keep up with me, that's not my fault. That's all I'm saying.
His goal was to mess me up.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I would just start to dance and forget that there was actually choreography. That was meant to go with.
He's very distracting.
So I'm sure, Jake, you've got one of these because everyone in Las Vegas has one of these in their bedroom.
Oh, yeah, right above the bed. It's actually spinning right now during this moment.
I love it. Well, it's really funny because what our neighbors see is you guys see this. Our neighbors see the light set up, they see our bed, and they see a prize wheel. And we do this with the windows open. So pretty sure our neighbors are like, what the hell? Now, when we do our TikTok live, which is next, we're dancing as well. So we're dancing through the whole thing. So it's
that's right.
Hilarious.
We're trying to catch a greased pig. There's a sheep. I mean,
it's
a lot
insane.
of crazy stuff.
It's just crazy stuff.
Because it's TikTok and you're allowed to do that.
That's not true.
Not now.
Not now.
Now that it's controlled by America. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. All right. So let me just make sure I've got Chris Deegan in here. I've got Tracy. I've got Jenny. I've got Mark DeAndre. We've got a bunch of names on here. So I am going to share the screen, and we are gonna spin the wheel and find out.
Let's see who wins the prize.
Let's go.
Oh, let's throw Jake on there.
We should always put our guests in.
Yes.
The infamous Jake.
Oh, let's go.
Jake Gallen _.
Yep, that's the Twitter. That's the Twitter handle.
I don't. I've got a Twitter account, but I really don't pay attention to it.
I live and die by Twitter. That's my most active social media account.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah, I've been on there since 2009. It's my largest following, and I like talking.
And you like talking in 140 characters. Well, now it's 200.
280 now. Yeah.
Look at you being so verbose.
They doubled it.
With COVID, I've got more to say.
I love. Go ahead.
Yeah, I needed more. That's why I expanded into 2-hour podcasts. I needed 280 times 2,000.
I love one of my favorite comedians is Kathleen Madigan, and she's always talking about how, like, if you can't say it in 140 characters, it doesn't need to be said. Like, all of the greatest things were said in 140 characters. Like, the British are coming.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
She's a great comedian too. I'm a big stand-up comedian fan.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Who are some of your faves?
Yeah. Who's your fave?
Right now, Mark Normand and Joe List are probably my top two. I also like, if you go to the big names, Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, I also really like. I listen to their podcast as well. Dimitri Martin, I really like. Dark witty comedy. Oh man, why am I blanking right now?
There's so many good ones.
There's some
great
ones.
Yeah. We have been relying on comedy during COVID because it's the one thing that's just like, okay, things are like things are falling apart everywhere. Let's just laugh. You
need a state change. Yeah. And laughter is so healthy for you. So watching a comedy, watching a romantic comedy, watching stand-up comedy, something that gets you laughing and emotionally feeling that levitation, that levity. So it means that you're lighthearted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's spin the wheel.
Boom.
I'm sharing screen, so it's on the screen.
Oh, is it? I got it out of the way so we could see it. I'm like,
all right.
Oh, yeah, I see it on the screen.
Here we go.
Here we Bam, bam. Woo! And...
Mark. Woo! Let's go.
Congratulations, Mark. You just won a wheel.
Spin on the wheel. Spin on the big wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Here we go. Let's see what you've won, Mark.
We need a little light on that wheel here. See if I can get some light on that guy. There we go.
Oh, I can do this.
You got it? Oh, you're going to do the flashlight? This is good. This is working.
Yeah, but I want to do this now.
You want to do the flashlight?
You do you. I'll do me.
Okay. You're going to spin.
Oh, what? Oh, it's not very much light.
It's not. Your phone's flashlight really dirty. I got this guy. And he's got a little
yeah, okay. Here we go.
Spotlight.
Half of your ridiculous, pointy, stuffy. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum. I think I might have untyped.
It's the song that goes on and on.
Yeah, this thing seems like it's never gonna stop, honestly.
Yeah,
it's slowing down.
That reminds me of a story when I was 4. Let me just tell you.
Light his face.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's slowing down. Slowing down.
Let's see what Mark won.
Slowing down.
Wow, that
Slowing
really,
down.
really.
Slowing.
Did you loosen this? Seriously.
Slowing.
Yeah. This is where.
3-day, 2-night at a window.
3-day, 2-night at a window.
Awesome. Congratulations, Mark. DeAndre, I will message you with a 3-day, 2-night at a Wyndham, and I know he's going to love that if he's still here.
That is awesome.
But awesome. Congratulations. And thank you so much for joining us, Jake. I am so appreciative.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. What was that?
Go ahead.
No, we're going.
All right. No,
that's it. Podcaster.
It was a pleasure. I hope that we can continue this friendship moving forward. You guys have been awesome. Great host, ton of energy, and it's been fun.
Cool. Yes, definitely. If there's anything I can do, reach out. I'll give you my cell phone even if you want, and you can always text me or whatever.
If you have any recommendations for my show as far as guests, I'm always taking anyone in Vegas. That's awesome. Maybe we can get you guys on there as well one day. Once COVID kind of figures itself out, or depending on what you guys think. I have seats down here because I do everything in person as well.
Oh, you do?
Nice.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, we would have to wear masks right now.
Mhm.
We have too many people around us that have pre-existing conditions that
Yeah, I have to go through like a very vigorous cleaning routine every time I get someone in here. I do like 2 podcasts a week, but besides that, I kind of stay secluded to myself.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, I have quite a few people. My really good friend Lisa and her husband Lucho, they run business here in Vegas. They have a nutritional company.
Like they wrote a number of nutritional certifications.
Yeah.
That people have to qualify through with their personal training degrees.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, Jamie's personal training certification, Lucho actually wrote that one.
yeah, before I even met him, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm like, yeah, I've got. He goes, yeah, I wrote that. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So I've got a lot of entrepreneur
Yeah.
friends here and a lot of seminar people that would love to be on your podcast. I'm certain.
I would love that. I would love that. Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure that. Do you guys have any personal profiles on social media? Or are you guys just the Honey Dare on everything? I know I have you on Facebook, I believe.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Amy Jo Honey on Instagram.
I'm Jamie Honey Official on Instagram.
And so Amy Honey or Jamie Honey or Amy Jo Honey would be.
Okay, I'll make sure they get you guys on there as well.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much. And we will see you next time. Hang out for a second. I'm just going to end this broadcast and we can chat.
That's right.
All right, you
so
guys.
What we're going to do now is we're going to drop off the feed. So everybody out there watching, we're now going to have a talk about you behind your back. We're going to go, who do you think was the best comment? Well, I don't know. That Jenny Rencroft was a bit crazy with the Sequin Raider fans. What's she thinking about?
All right, we'll see you guys next week. We're probably changing our time. I'm not sure if we're doing it next week or the week after. We're going to change it to 5 o'clock, but we will see you guys.
And coming up soon is the improv class.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Talk to you soon.